Happy Thursday. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. Thanks for joining tonight. I've got obviously a new setup for this evening. I hope you love it. Please drop in the comments. John is actually managing all the comments for me tonight because clearly I'm not sitting right in front of the computer. So Becky, yay, I'm glad you're here from Wisconsin. Wisconsin cheese. Yum, yum, yum. Welcome here, everybody. I am just getting used to this. This is a test run. Welcome, Kentucky. Hey, Nancy. I'm just getting used to this and trying to get my feel for the new space. Teresa, thank you. Love the new setup. I'm giving you guys a little bit more view of my room. This is actually going to become my YouTube studio and where I'll do podcasts and my Instagram stuff. So this is kind of the new plan going forward. So we were about 3 weeks from getting in the new space. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. But I'm so excited. They have made so much progress. I'm so tickled. Except, I don't know. I come home every day. I've been working at the office and I come home and I see my electrician. He's out there. He ain't got no shirt on, y'all. And it's just a lot to look at. John says, quit looking at him. Well, I can't. He's like running by the window and I'm working in here. So anyway, it's quite a bit to watch. So anyways, we are he says about 3 weeks out. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be amazing. So 3 weeks out, what we're going to be doing. Yes, Barb, I've got my long arm. It's sitting in my living room. So hopefully it'll be, we'll get it put up when we can. Speaking of long arms, we had some problems last week streaming, if you remember, and it was not me. Thank goodness. It wasn't anything to do with my internet. It wasn't anything to do with my computer. None of that. It was all have to lose your shirt, John. That's funny. It was all the website that I used to stream. So I am in the process of looking for a new option. Speaking of new options, so I texted my good friend Angela Walters, who you all know and love. She's amazing. She actually was on, she does YouTube all the time, of course. And she also has her own, Midnight Quilter, and she's famous and all the things. But I texted her and I'm like, I need some advice on platforms. So she gave me some advice and she's like, when J-Dog, Jeremy, her husband, we come down to set up your long arm, which she's coming to, which is going to be awesome and fun. She's like, I'm going to give you some pointers and I'm going to show you what to do. So, who gets that kind of friend? Me. I'm so excited and I love her. So Angela, if you watch this, I love you. Thank you so much for always being such a good friend and always being willing to help another gal out. You guys, this is what our community is about. We create so much great community by joining together and helping each other. So I just love that. So anyway, tonight we are going to get started. I am going to I did not have time. This was my bright idea. John's like, I don't know, this will be great. And I'm like, I didn't have time to make the block this week. And how many of you, raise your hand, if you're one of the lucky ones that have not made your block yet and you're like me and you wait till the very last minute. And this is the first time I've actually done that with this entire quilt along. So I thought, this is the perfect time to just test out the new gig in here. I've got some new equipment that's coming. I've got some new equipment that arrived. So I'm using some things like lighting and different things, but still working on tweaking a few things. Audio is not perfect. It's going to get perfect, but it's probably not perfect tonight. We're going to do our best tonight and it's going to just keep getting better and better. But I thought tonight's a great time for us to be guinea pigs and see what we can pull off. And I'm going to just do this live because why not? So I'm going to walk you through my entire process. I'll show you different things on how I go about getting prepared to do a block, how I decide how I'm going to go about it. And we're going to stitch this thing up together. So this is not going to be probably a 30-minute live tonight. So it might be a little longer, but I'm happy to answer questions as they go. John is popping them up on the screen. Love that. Oh my gosh, it's so great because he just pops them up on the screen for me. So if you've got questions along the way, please feel free to share them. You might hear his voice in a minute. If I'm not paying attention, I'm doing something, so I don't want to miss it. Okay, first things first, what I do, if you've got your book handy, students, no, I'm just kidding. I take my book and we are on Oregon City, and I want to give you a little background of why I picked that block first. Oregon City, my friends and I, we took a little tripsy over to Sisters, Oregon a couple of years ago to go to the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. And if you've never been, it needs to go on your bucket list like immediately. Do not even think twice about it. It is the most incredible trip I think I've ever taken. It is just amazing. That if you've never been to Oregon, it's worth it. If you've never been to an outdoor quilt show, it's worth it. You can buy quilts, which one of my friends did. Jeannie, she bought a quilt while we were there. It is spectacular. And they have an entire week of classes before the outdoor quilt show. I highly recommend it. So as soon as classes open up, you need to jump in and get on it because they go fast. I think Tula Pink has been there several years in a row. I didn't take one of her classes because, I couldn't get in one of them because they open it up and it's boom, it's gone. But I did get to take a few classes with Sally Fry, and she is a fantastic teacher. I highly recommend. I don't know if she's going to do it again this next year, but anyway, I've seen all the pictures. This was perfect timing because that is all over Instagram right now. Everybody's at Sisters. And so what we did when we were at Sisters, we landed. I'm going to tell you a little story, and then I'm going to get to sewing. We landed in Portland, and my friends, we were sitting there, and I said, we really should do something to, remember this trip because it's so cool. It was such a good trip. And I'm thinking, let's get something, to memorialize this with. And they were like, yeah, we've been thinking a tattoo. And I was like, what? I was thinking jewelry, a pretty ring, a nice necklace, maybe a pretty bracelet. They said tattoos. And I was like, okay. I mean, it'd be my first tattoo. I've never had one. And then, of course, 3 women driving down the road in Oregon trying to figure out what kind of tattoo we're all going to agree to get. That never happens. And so we got the 3 Sisters Mountains. So if you go to Sisters, that's what they look like, the 3 Sisters Mountains. And we got them on our wrist. Okay. That's a great memory, but happy for all of you who are at Sisters this week. I'm a little jelly, so hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful time. Okay, we're going to get into the block, and I'm going to walk you through my process. Talked about the different setups. So anytime I get a chance to use foundation paper piecing, I'm going to choose it because it's just easier, and it's pretty, and it's perfect. It comes out great. So this is I call it my little box of fun. It's all of my triangle paper. It's all of my foundation paper on the pads. I've got log cabin. I've got all the things. Yes, block number 16 on page 56. And then Fat Quarter Shop got brilliant because nobody likes a roll that's going to come unrolled all the time. So they got brilliant and came up with these reusable stickers for their rolls. How amazing is that? And it's labeled like what it is. So if it's like 3.5-inch finished half square triangle, it's on these stickers. You peel them off. And so I just keep them in the back of this bucket. If you're wondering where I got this, I got it at Target. So tonight's block is we're going to be doing 2-inch finished. So it's 2.5. It'll end up being it was a 2.5-inch to start. And I'm going to be using the H200 triangle paper on roll. So that's where we're going to start. And so I've already picked out all of my, let's see if I can't do my camera down here. Okay. I have already picked, I'm going to show you all the tools, and it has to be split screen because this is, again, a little bit of a janky setup on this streaming thing. So, but it's as good as I can do it. I'm going to show you, I've got pens. I've got, this is for the next block, but I always need, anytime I do any kind of intricate foundation paper piecing, I use a Sue Daily glue. I've got my handy dandy Quilter Select, and my friend at OSS Quilt Works, he made this for me and I love him, Mike. Friction pin, seam ripper. Let's hope we don't need that tonight. This is filled with Acorn pressing, and I love it. I love it, love it. And then I keep a couple of Creative Grids rulers handy. So that's kind of what I get everything laid out and ready to go before I get started. And you guys, I am going to actually change out my, I thought about changing out my blade tonight. So let's do that first. So on a Quilter Select, you're just going to pop back. Can you guys see that? Let me see. It's kind of blurry, I think, maybe a little blurry. Let's see if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? Come on. Maybe it won't let me. Maybe I'm zoomed in too much. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So you pull this back, this lever back here, and it pops this off. And so I always use the endurance blades. I love endurance blades from Alpha. And why I like these, honestly, I don't keep I'm terrible about keeping a sharps container handy. It comes with a little container, so you don't have to worry about it coming with a container. So where did you get the tube for the Acorn starch? Oh, I'll put that on my Amazon. It's from Amazon. This wonderful listener from one of our podcasts, she sent it to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. Okay, so I just pop it out, and I pop it right back on the deal here. And then it just goes right back down. I mean, how easy is that? So easy. Oh, I love Quilter Select. So now you see my used one is in a container, and I can close it and toss it. So there you go. I can just toss it away. That's how I changed my rotary blade. That was super easy. And I love, 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 love that. Okay. Get the trash out of the way. So now we've got all of our tools ready to go. And so I'm going to start with the half square triangle. So we're going to use our triangle paper, and this is going to be blue and white. So also, I should have said, also keep a design board handy. So as I cut things and I need a place to put them, I don't want them spread out all over the place. I like to just place them on my board and keep them handy. So, but I'm going to put this over here. We are going to make blue and white. So I need 4 of those for this block. So what we're going to do is take this triangle paper. And you're going to see quickly here that you get 1, 2, 3, 4 out of this section. So I'm going to peel this off. And don't worry, they give you plenty of these. And I'm going to go off the screen a little bit because, like I said, it's a little bit janky. I can't help it. It's just the way it is. But it's going to get better, I promise. And then I'm just going to cut along this line to give me, so you'll see I've got 4 there. This makes this super easy and fast. So I'm going to put that away. And I've got my white, and it's been starched, so you can see that. And what I do here is I'm going to figure out how much of this do I really need to cut. And you can see I've been a little chopper lately. I'll go, oh, I just need a little bit. So you'll see right here, I've got just enough space. And you guys, I don't get fancy with this. I just chop off what I know I need. Right? And I'm going to put this away. And the other piece is going to be this blue. I picked out, isn't that pretty? I love, 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 love this line. This is Home Sweet Home. And I'm going to go, I have been super choppy with all of this. This is so terrible. You just want to make sure that it's going to cover both. And sometimes you'll notice that you've got little corners and stuff here. You want to make sure that it does not interfere with that. And you've got to make sure that it's all covering your fabric. Any questions yet? Okay. The biggest thing I think people forget on triangle paper is right sides together. And once we always know it's right sides together, right? We always know that. Hey, Carol. Right sides together is like intuitive, but when we get with foundation paper piecing, it sometimes gets us all a little screwy. So it's not that big a deal. It's still right sides together. So I always do my base up and I put my white here. And then I just make sure that I am covering every nook and cranny of that white. And now I'm going to pin it. And I pin it out of the way because it's just, instead of it wiggling around, nobody wants it to wiggle around. I'm making it really tight there, but it's going to work. Any other questions? And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to stitch this down. And you're just stitching on the dotted lines on foundation paper piecing, and that is it. And I always like to reduce my stitch length to about 1.5 when I'm doing foundation paper piecing so that it tears off easier. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'm excited about the room, ready to get it done. Okay. So now what we're going to do, let me see if I can get that back up. So now we're going to be cutting. And so we're going to cut on the straight line. So I'm going to take all my pins out because I've already stitched it down. Oregon City, Oregon. I don't know if it's Oregon City. Dixie Quilters. I don't know. But it said Oregon and it got me happy. And I start with trimming the outside borders first. I don't know why. You don't have to. You just need to make sure that you trim on the main line. But I always just start on the outside. I think maybe it's because Kimberly Jolly did that. I don't know. Probably. Hi, Peggy. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Tell me if you've found it in the triangle paper before. I'm interested to see. Or is this the first time you've actually seen it used? Any fear of using triangle paper? Would love to know. Hopefully this makes you feel a little better about using it. And I'm going to turn my iron back on because it went off on me. So yes, you have a little bit of waste, but it's not tons. Like it's just a little bit. So I'm going to put that out of the way. And then I'm going to show you how I rip it. So I like to fold it back. Just fold it back. And I just rip it off. And the fan's on in here, so it's probably going to blow around. I'm going to throw it on the floor. Who cares? And you just peel it off. My Juki is so quiet. I don't know if it feels pretty loud to me. John, do you think it's loud?
Yes.
Maybe it's just quiet on video tonight. I don't know. It could be. Who knows? Okay, so used triangle paper with Back Workshop last year. I think it was in about. Oh, they did they did like a big box of different shapes, different sizes, which was really cool. I really thought that was neat. Okay, so here's our triangles. Like, how cool is that? Now I'm going to show you guys some beautiful magic. If you've not seen Acorn, you're getting ready to. I bought it but haven't used it yet. I did some for the Chadwick quilt. Chadwick quilt. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to use this. This has the Acorn in it. I will post a link to this tool later on this evening when I get this loaded up, and then you'll have a link to it in my Amazon store. I love it. Oh, reusable stickers. They're so good, Mary. Oh, Mary. Mary, I was just talking about. You'll have to tell Mike. I changed my rotary blade right here on a screen. Everybody should go and check out OSS Quilt Works because he's fabulous. Okay. I'm going to show you. I press open most of the time. And this stuff is like just, you're getting ready to get blown away. Okay. We're going to hold it there for just a second. Wiggle, wiggle. I do wiggle, wiggle. Some people don't, and they say you shouldn't, but I don't care. I want you to see. I don't know if I can zoom in. I hope I can. Can you see how flat that is? Look at this. It's like magic. It's for real magic. So you're going to press all of those open. Isn't that amazing? If you have not got your Acorn yet, you are missing out on some beautiful, beautiful pressing. I'm just telling you, it is like magic. It's like magic. Any other questions while we press these out? I'm happy to answer them. John's he's a great co-host for me tonight. I'll tell you that. I'm appreciative. I love how flat those get. Oh my gosh, so great. And this is the Oliso mini. I think this is the latest version. And there's some really pretty ones. They've got different colors. I've got this green one, and I've got the salmon color, coral colored one. I think Rochelle's got the tulip pink one. It's very cute. Got something on my white. So there you go. There's our 4 half square triangles, and all good. Newspaper so long has forced me to try something new, and now I love paper. Yay! Woohoo! Corey, that's great. I love hearing good stories like that. Awesome. Okay, so now we've made our 4, so you'll know those are going to be going in the corners. And the way those lay, I'm going to put this right here. Can you lay that iron down flat like the higher one? No, you cannot. You can if you use the little silicone pad that it comes with. You can lay it flat. I never lay it flat, and here's why. It shuts off faster. So the new one will auto shut off really quick. If you leave it standing up, like this, it doesn't. It stays on much longer. So and I don't like when they shut off. So there you go. Okay, so this one, I always try to lay these out so that, and you're going to ask me, don't you trim this? Hi, Libby. Glad you made it. I do trim them right before. So I'm going to get these laid out, and I do this immediately so that I don't forget what I'm actually supposed to be doing. I forget which way these things are supposed to be turned, just like anybody else. And so it's nice to have a design board that you can just lay them where they're supposed to go immediately. So that's the first block style. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is the middle. So that's what we're going to use this, my janky little printout is so bad. Look at that. There's like hardly any ink left. Everybody message John tonight and say, order some ink for her. She needs some ink. Okay, so this is also not hard. And so the middle piece is going to be red. And you're going to want to cut the red, and I'm using this one. So you'll notice I picked these. They're kind of the same fabric print, but one's blue and one's red. So we're going to go with this red. I'm going to cut out a 2.5 inch square. I feel like I can get that out of this little. See, this is real life, you guys. I pick out like I'm a little choppy chop. I find ways to just chop up my little pieces of fabric, but they're all starched. Does anybody have any questions? Man, I love a good rotary cutter that's just been updated and fresh, nice and sharp. There's nothing better. I need my blue. We're going to need, I'm going to cut, honestly, let's see, let's cut probably 2 1.5 inches at a time. I think these are 1.5 inch. It's calling for, you could go a little bigger, it won't hurt. I'm going to cut this like this. Maybe not seeing on my screen. How we doing? Any questions, comments? I always say, why did I wait so long? No kidding, Marcia. So true. Why do we do that? We're just hurting ourselves. I'm going to cut this a little bigger. Hooked on the starching now. Oh my gosh, April, right? So good. Okay. So now what we do here, oh, I didn't think I needed this tonight, but I do. I use the add a quarter plus ruler. I love this thing. It's got a little ledge on it. And the first thing I do, and I'm so sorry it's not a good print tonight, but I go along these edges and I just fold it in so that it makes it really easy later on to stitch. So I just fold them back just like that. But you always start, you're going to start with number 1, the one in the middle. So you're going to want, you should be able to see, well, it's really bright. These are things we'll work on. But you'll see exactly where to put your glue. And that's why I keep my Sue Daily glue handy. And I'm going to put this down. Now, remember, you're going to be doing right sides together. This first piece, this red, this is going to go up like that. So we're putting that right in the middle. And then you're going to find number 2. It really doesn't matter because they're all the same. And you could have gotten away with this being smaller, to be honest. Now I'm looking at this and the pattern says 1.5. I'm super skeptical about that. I am very skeptical. I'm not feeling it. Do you ever feel that way? Do you ever think, I don't think that's big enough? I don't think that's big enough, you guys. I don't feel comfortable with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 4 more pieces that are bigger. And I'll use those pieces in something else. Trust me. Trust me. I'm glad you guys are here for the fun of figuring all this out tonight. It's the way it's supposed to be. Cut that off. And I'm going to give myself, we're going to cut a couple of strips there. I will just feel more comfortable if they're nice and big. Any other questions or comments? Happy to answer anything you have tonight. Okay, so you're going to fold that back and you've got that 1/4 inch. And I'm going to put that next piece right sides together. Don't forget, right sides together. So you're going to put those together and then we're going to stitch on this line. So here we go. And then I press it. I don't know if you can see that. Just press that open. And now you cannot press seams open when you're doing foundation paper piecing. At least I've never found a good way to do that. Don't believe, I've tried it and I've never found a good way to make that work. So I just don't worry about it. And then you're going to the next block and you'll notice that it's stitched down a little bit, but that's okay. You can just tear it back. And then I'm going to put my, add a quarter. And then we're going to add another one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go this way. Let's go across. And yes, I'm not following the rules. It's my quilt block. We can make it however we want. Right sides together. And it's just a good reminder. Say it out loud. Right sides together. Right sides together. Then we're going to stitch on that line. Surprised Logan's not in here tonight. He seemed to have himself a good time last week. Okay. And now we're going to go on the outsides. So now you've got a stitch there. I've got a stitch there that I'm going to peel back, and it's okay. It doesn't hurt anything to peel that back. We're going to add our 1/4 inch. And I'm going to add my right sides together, right sides together. Did everybody say it with me this time? Right sides together. Okay. Press it down. And last one, and then we'll have the middle done. And I'm going to pull that back. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to keep working on making this even better each week. I guess I didn't cut that all the way. I'm going to sit that right there. Right sides together. And we're going to stitch that down. It'll be time to trim. Woo-hoo. All right. There is another way to do that in the book. But you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it that way. I like the foundation paper piecing method the best. So I'm going to go around. Now in the book, your trimming line is actually a dotted line. I get the first square on there done, and I go around the other side, and I make sure that I'm weird like this. I want my 2.5 inch block to match. Did you pick the trim for your curtains? Oh my gosh, such a funny story. You guys, why is everything so hard? You know, there's your perfect little square right there in the middle. And I'm gonna bring this over so you guys can see this. But I'm gonna tell you what's going on with that trim. And I'm gonna tear this off while I talk about it. So I ordered what I thought was 6 bundles of the crochet granny square trim because it's adorable, and it is adorable. However, no, it did not say on the website that was yardage. So I ordered 6. It looked like bundles. It was not bundles. It was 6 yards. I need like way more than that. And it was not cheap. So I was like, okay, abandon ship. So now I'm going to have to come up with something else. I just haven't decided what it's going to be yet. Okay, there's your middle economy. They call it economy block, square to square, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to go right. It's going to go right in the middle. So there you go. Now we have 2 of the 3 blocks done. Oh, John's a good co-host. So there we go. We got 2 of the 3 blocks done. The last one is the hourglass. So I do follow the instructions in the book because it's kind of how I would do it in the first place. It's not bad. So let's go back to just this. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side. We're going to get our book out, and it's going to tell you make the red. I'm going to make the red and white hourglasses. So I need 2 3.5-inch squares. It says 3, and I think it says something even like 3 1/4. I go bigger. Go big and trim. When in doubt, go big and trim. Do you have a Lar Star iron? Do you like it? I like to use lots of steam when pressing, and I've heard the steam on Lar Star isn't scalding but hot. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it when I'm steaming, like when I'm doing a ton of fabric, like after I've starched and I'm getting all of my fabric ready for a project. I definitely recommend it. It's great for big pieces of yardage. I love it. And when I'm finished with a block, typically I will use that. And so I cannot recommend Lar Star enough. It is fantastic. Love it. Okay, so we've got to make 2 3.5-inch squares and 2 white 3.5-inch squares and 2 red. So we're going to get all this trash out of the way. And don't worry, I save everything. That's why it's all off to the side. Ask John. I save too much stuff, and then I end up needing to get rid of a ton of things. So I'm going to double up because I don't want to cut like a million times. And this is my 3.5-inch square ruler. And yes, you should turn it. But gosh, when I've got a really sweet, fresh rotary blade, I'm like, I think I'll just go with it. Where did I put my white fabric? Oh, it's hiding. And then we're going to do white, 3.5-inch. So I'm going to cut that. Look how stiff that is. Woo-wee. Good thing Rochelle's not here. She would have said something inappropriate, I'm pretty sure. All right. We're going to cut that white. Now, it's kind of wrinkly, so I'm going to give it a little pressy press. And it's only wrinkly because it's starched and it's been sitting in my box forever. Great to find your live show. Any good substitutes for Stay Flow? Yes. I personally love Linnet. It's the same thing as Stay Flow. It's just rebranded. You can find that on Amazon or Walmart.com. I found it on there. So I would recommend that. So yeah, there you go. Okay, now we have our 2 3.5-inch squares, and now we're going to go, it tells you exactly what to do with this part. So you're going to go on page 16, I believe, and it gives you all the instructions right there, and it is in the 5th part. So it's in the 5th step, quick pieced quarter square triangle. So it tells you what to do. So you're going to draw a diagonal line corner to quarter on the wrong side, which is just any side on the beige. So I'm going to do that first. And note to self, we've got to fix the lighting on this side. So John, my buddy, my partner in life, we need to do that. So let's draw our diagonals. And then it tells you pair a light beige with a. Now remember, we're doing right sides together, right sides together. So, and it'll tell you to pair those right sides together and sew 1/4 inch on each side. So one of the things I noticed too, we probably need to get a camera on the Juki. So that's something to consider. We're working out all the bugs, you guys. But I was like, why not? Let's just figure it out. So I'm going to sew on each line, and I'm going to increase my stitch length to about 1.8, almost 2, because I'm not tearing out any paper. And you're sewing on both sides. There we go. We're going to repeat that. Right sides together. Are y'all tired of hearing me say right sides together? I don't normally pin, but sometimes when a block is a little bit larger, you know. Have you looked into painting the barn star for outside? Yes. So I will tell you, I'm excited about that. We are going to a retreat in November at Cherry Hill. I don't know why I get that. Cherry Springs Retreat Center in Fredericksburg, Texas. And she when she found out I was wanting to do a barn quilt, she's like, do you want us to call in a class for your group that's retreating? I'm like, duh, yeah. So Sarah is precious, and so she lined that all up for us. So we are going to be making our own barn quilts. So I was going to buy one. I was going to have one made, but I was like, why would I do that if I can make my own? That'll be super fun. Okay, so now we've got both of those sewn together. And I am going to show you like how I normally do this. So I find a line on my mat, like this middle line, and I put my line on it. I don't have to do it with this one, but generally speaking, when you've got tons and tons and tons of cutting that you have to do like this, makes it so much easier because you can cut a bunch. So I'm just using this as an example. I would just cut separately, but there you go. So you can get a lot of cuts done in one whack. So try that out next time you're doing like a chain piecing project where you've got tons of flying geese or half square triangles or whatever. You can just find you a line of reference on your mat and put your drawn line or your stitch line or whatever on that line and line them all up that way. And then you can get your big long ruler out and whack away. Okay, so now it's telling us to cut on the solid line. We did that. Repeat with the remaining pink. We did that. So now we have 4 half square triangles. And then on the wrong side of one of them, we're going to draw a diagonal line from the pink corner to the light beige. So we've got to press these open first. So I'm going to do that. Okay, that's my example. You can't see that. Okay, I just pressed that open. And it's not really all that flat. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. Yeah. But then you add a little Acorn magic to that seam line. And then, oh my gosh. Flat. Oh, how flat that is. Oh, nothing like a flat seam, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to press those out. Let's get those out. Any other questions while I'm pressing? I have nothing else to do other than answer your questions. I took my dad's been, those of you who listen to the podcast, you know, I've had a lot of people send him cards and it's been super sweet. He's been kind of down in the dumps lately because he's had some back problems, and oh my gosh, I've been traveling with him to his doctor's appointments, and so I have to go to Arkansas every once in a while to make sure that he's getting all the right info and asking all the right questions. And so I tell you, aging parents, it's hard, you know, to balance work, and then you've got your own grandkids and you got things that you got to go do, and it's tough. It is a tough world. But you know what? I wouldn't do anything else. Our pastor, he did a sermon on Sunday that was about honoring your parents, and oh my gosh, it was so good. And it hit home for me. I just thought it was really, really good. Got to take time with them because they won't always be here. They won't. My mom's been gone over a year now, and it was hard for us telling my family today. I was thinking about her today, and it's like, oh, so hard. So hard. Okay, so now we've got 4 half square triangles. How's your farm? Oh, I need to show you guys that quilt. Okay, don't let me forget. I'll show that at the end. Okay, well, now we've got the 4 half square triangles. Do you shorten your stitch length because you press open? Not really. I just always like a 1.8, 2. A lot of people like 2.5, and then they press to one side. I don't know. I like to press open, and so I do about 1.8, but I've always just done that whether I press to one side or not. I think it does help, though, to have that shorter stitch length if you're pressing open. Okay, so on the wrong side, it's telling us to draw another diagonal line. And so we're going to go point to point again. Let's see. Yep. Did you make a note, John, that we need to check into the lighting situation here? Perfect. He went. Perfect. And you only need to do that on 2 of those, I think. Okay. So the next part of this is that you're going to line these up. You can kind of check yourself. You're going to line these up. You want to make sure that you're going to be hitting the seam right. That looks good. So I'm going to pin it. It might have been smart of me to just press to one side there. Just simply because they'll nest easier. But did I do that? No. Because we got to make it hard for ourselves, right? So I'm going to sew this one 1/4 inch on each side. Any other questions tonight? Comments? I've got an update on Julia too, my sweet, precious little daughter. She's living her best life right now. It's good to be Julia. And then I'll show you. I check this first, obviously, before I cut it, because if it's not lined up, that looks pretty solid. Yes. So then we can trim that down the middle. And you'll notice this is bigger than 2.5, right? Because I used 3.5 inch blocks. What retreat are you going to? Any openings? Oh, maybe, Marcia. I tell you, people are dropping like flies. I will post something if we have another opening. We had a couple of openings, and then we had some friends that decided they were going to join, so it worked out really well. But it's in November at Cherry Springs Retreat Center in Fredericksburg. Super excited. Okay, so there's your hourglass, and I think these are just precious. I love them. But you'll notice that it is bigger than 2.5 inches, and we got to get it down to 2.5. So what I do is take my 3.5 inch ruler, just because I think it just gives me a better view. And I'm going to be finding my spot. So what I do, I don't know if I can zoom in again. It's so terrible. It might be as zoomed in as it's going to go. This is your 2.5 inch line. And I try to find a way to make sure that it is hitting those corners exactly. You'll see it when I cut it out. So I keep that diagonal. Oh, it's like butter. I'm going to flip it around, and then should be able to put it right on those 2.5 inch lines. And we're going to trim it. And there you go. So this is going to go, what size was the square in a square paper that you used? It was on page 9. It was a print in the book. It does not exist that I know of. Kimberly might have some at Fat Quarter Shop. You might check and see. But I used the foundation paper template in the back of the book, page 97. So this is going to go, I need to flip back over because I was following the instructions. So this is going to go like this. Just like that. And then I'm going to finish that out. I'm not going to finish it out here because we've been on here a good 50 minutes and I don't want to bore you to death. I will post a final picture of the block later on tonight. And I love that I got to do this live with you guys. It's kind of fun. Hopefully you picked up on some tips. I'd love to see, drop in the comments what your favorite tip was tonight. What if you learned anything? I want to know that too. So you guys wanted to see my grandson's quilt. Do you want to go grab it? It's on the counter. Can you get out? Can you get out? You can't get out? Hang on. Mr. Leslie Quilts is going to go pick it up. I think he can make it. And I don't think he'll be on camera. His sleeve was. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Everybody's dying to see Lincoln's quilt, you guys. It's so cute. It's so cute. And I'm going to be trimming that out this weekend and putting the binding on it. And oh my gosh, he's going to be so excited. He's going to love it. He's going to love it. Thank you. Okay, look at this Minky. Oh, don't sit down yet. I got one more thing. I'm going to go get the trim. There's trim in the there's trim in that room. It's laying on one of those curtains in the chair. He's such a good helper. Okay, you guys, so cute. My sweet friend Robin up the street did this for me because Rochelle and I have had such a hard time connecting lately in person. But oh my gosh, y'all, how stinking cute is this? So his head will go, whoops, his head will go right here. Love this so much. Okay, there's the ladder, and then there's the fire hydrant. Oh my gosh, this is such a big quilt. And there's the fire truck. How cute is that? I'm literally dying. And the quilting in it is so good. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a little hat. I don't know if you guys can, but there's like a fire hat, and there's a hatchet down here, and there's like one of them has like water coming out. Oh my gosh, it's darling. So would love to hear what you think of that one, and I'll fold that up in a minute. Did you find the trim? That's it. Thank you. Okay, this is the 6 yards I got, but y'all, it's so cute. But it ain't enough. So I'll have to come up with a little project for it. But can you see that cute granny square? Look how cute this is. I'm really sad. I could never. I'm so sad because it's super expensive. Oh, Susan, thank you. I'm so glad that you like the new format. I'm hoping it's going to be like this every week. It'll get better, I promise. Thanks for hanging with me. When are you doing? Oh, I was going to do it, Lisa, the demo on the mitered borders. I tell you what, I will try to get that videoed this coming weekend. I'll have a little bit more time. I have not had any time. Oh my gosh. Sharon, Lincoln's going to love it. I think he will too. I'm excited. He is obsessed with fire trucks. He's so obsessed with fire trucks, and I'm obsessed with him. So that works out great. Thanks for the live, Leslie and John. Great. Thank you. John, you did a great job. Melissa, thank you. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I certainly had fun. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, Julia, you guys. Okay, you guys ready for this? Okay, let's see if I can. Julia has a boyfriend. Yes, she does. And we actually really like him. His name is Tyler. So Tyler, Julia, if you're watching, I'm really glad that you guys are connecting and liking each other because we like the two of you together a lot. So, anyways. Oh, Melissa, yes, thank you for reminding me. I got obsessed with the fact that my daughter has a boyfriend finally. One that we like. Let's just be honest. We really like him. He's super nice. Okay. All right. New blocks. Everybody's dying to find out what are the new blocks. So you hung in there long enough. You get to hear it. You get to hear it first. Okay. Block number 17, which will be next week's block, is going to be poinsettia, because I really like that block and it's very pretty. So that's block G8 on page 59. And then block number 18 will be prickly poppy, and that is block H1 on page 61. I wonder, John, can you add these things on the screen? Maybe you can't. Maybe I should. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. So write these down and we'll make sure that it's listed in description when I post it. And then block number 19 is a ribbon star, because I just like a good star block. And that is block H3 on page 63. And then we'll wrap up the next 4 blocks with block number 20. And that one is spinning wheel. And I think that one is super cute. And it is block I4 and it's on page 70. So there you go. Those are the next 4 blocks in the series. And we're getting close, because the next, after that, we'll be winding it down on the following month. So we're getting close to putting a whole quilt together. And I'm so excited for our wall hangings. And I'm going to show you that this was, they're all just stunning. I have them all here in a little stack, and look how cute these are. I almost like, oh, so cute. This was last week's. This one, I'll just show them all to you tonight. This was one before. Oh, these are just so stinking cute. Those little chicky chicks. Oh, I love this one. I think this was Gretchen. I like this one because it had the little, it came together with a different block in the middle. So cute. These are so cute. Friendship chain. Nothing like a good red and white block. Love that. And I know you guys know I love a good star. There's the little chickies in the middle. Oh my gosh, so cute. Nothing like fussy cutting. I haven't done any fussy cutting lately. That yellow. Oh, love that. You guys, I cannot wait to finish this, because this is going to be so cute hanging in my new studio. And that was the first one with the little chicks fussy cut. So there you go. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful time. I had a great time. Melissa, you're welcome. I'm so glad that you guys were here. We'll start doing some giveaways again. But like I said, this was like, we're trying some new things tonight. And your girl, she just can't remember every single thing. And so we'll add a few little things and do a little better every week. But thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe and share with your quilty friends. Have them join us. Even if they're not making these blocks, hopefully they'll pick up some fun along the way and join a community of great gals, because we're all fun. And so anyway, I hope you guys had a great time. I will see you here next Thursday. Bye.